LeBron James' 10th game as a visitor in Cleveland will be on December 6th, but there are plenty of stars that will be making their first appearances in their former cities. So let's go through them. Many stars will make their first trips back to face their former team, starting with Ben Simmons returning to Philly for the first time to face the Sixers on November 22nd. Simmons last played there in Game 7 of the 2021 Eastern Semis, and we all know how that one went. As for the other end of that trade, James Harden will be back in Brooklyn on February 11th for the first time following that trade that ended the Nets' big three of Harden, KD, and Kyrie. What did Zach Lowe say? The best theoretical team ever? You know, it started before it ever really began.
The best that never was.
Best that never was. Now, if Durant is still a member of the Nets, he will return to the Bay Area to face the Warriors for the first time with fans since his departure in 2019. KD did lead the Nets to a win in San Fran in February 2021 without fans. So that will be fun. The energy will be electric. And then Rudy Gobert, as Perk says, Gobert, the three-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner, will be back in Utah on December 9th after his off-season trade to Minnesota. I know a lot of people are going to be watching the Wolves based on that trade. So starting with you, Nick, which player return are you most excited to see?
Janae, it's got to be Simmons. And we all saw the reception he got on the bench when he came back with Brooklyn last season. But this is a matchup that everybody has been wanting to see him in. And I know there's going to be a lot of focus on Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Guys, the Nets are just hoping that Ben Simmons is ready to play emotionally and physically in that game. It is a hurdle that he has to cross, and it's one that the entire league is waiting to see what happens in.
And I know Stephen A. said he talked to Ben Simmons while he was on his break, and, you know, Stephen A. said that he seems pretty good and excited to play, so we're all looking forward to that. That will be a good environment. I think it was a good step that he went into the arena. I know he didn't play, but, you know, mentally for athletes, that's good. What about you, Tim?
I am looking forward to a couple of reunions in Utah. One is on the schedule for sure, and that's Rudy Gobert going back to Utah. Obviously, he didn't ask to be traded. The Jazz made that decision. I expect there to be a very warm embrace, but I've also got the Jazz's one national TV game circled. Oh, is that the Knicks going to Salt Lake City? Now, why would the league think that's worthy of a national TV audience?
Why is that?
Oh, wait, do it. Let's all do it.
What's going on in Utah that night?
What's going on?
And obviously, you know, I think
we love you, Wendy.
The anticipation clearly is that Donovan Mitchell could be on the other team, and I think that could be a more complicated reunion. There's some more complicated feelings there, and he's not trying to force his way out, but because you know why? He doesn't have to. The Jazz beat him to the punch of figuring out it's time for a rebuild there.
If you're Donovan Mitchell, how pressed are you? Because he's probably, what, 26, 27 years old. He's younger than me. That's all I equate in my brain. How pressed are you to find a situation where you can win a championship or at least have a team that doesn't have necessary limitations? Because they were so close to getting over the hump, but they never did.
I don't think he needs to be pressed. It's been no secret that he's wanted to get to New York. And right now, you look at the situation, the Knicks clearly have interest. They have a ton of draft picks. They can put the best deal on the table. Basically, they're trying not to bid against themselves right now. And so Donovan Mitchell doesn't have to be the bad guy, doesn't have to ask for a trade. He just kind of gets to sit back and let this thing play out the way that he was always hoping that it would.
Well, Donovan Mitchell turns 26 next month, so he's probably like, oh, birthday present, maybe this will come.